Hey, welcome back to the studio. This is Peggy and this is Omar.
Hello, Peggy. How are you?
Good, thank you.
My goodness, Peggy, those were the years. And now suddenly we are back. We are thrown back into the 21st century. It's a totally different thing altogether in Malaysian television, okay?
So, Omar, coming to this studio this morning to Angkasa Puri. Angkasa Puri is like a city by itself.
Exactly.
Without you in the car, I would have been lost.
Aha! So you're still back in the, what 80s, 90s?
It has been so long. It has been so long. I remember the last time I was here, I didn't need glasses to read, and I have started to dye my hair. This has been so long.
Gosh, Peggy, 76 years. I remember I did in the 60th anniversary. That was like, what, 16 years ago?
I think
and suddenly now we are thrown back to 76 with these two gorgeous guys.
Yeah.
Huh.
I love it.
Wow.
It's very rare that, we can be guests.
Silent. We can be silent.
We can watch. And I'm just in awe. And I'm just like, please keep talking. Yes. You want to take over the show? Here's my screen.
No. We were blessed, actually. We feel very honored for you guys to invite us to be on television this time, Malaysian television.
It's especially special to have Omar because Omar was on the pioneer English talk show way back on Moving On 2.
96.
So without you, we wouldn't be here, basically.
Exactly.
So thank you, Omar, for starting that out.
Anytime.
It was on the weekends, and then it progressed into Hello on 2 on the daily. And then now I think we're on every day, basically, because we can be replayed online. So I guess the transition has been very choppy because it was 3 and then 7 and then 1.
Back to 1, but third time's the charm. So we're here, in our 4th year. And again, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Right.
Thank you for having us.
Peggy,
honor,
Peggy was on the premier talk show here in RTM.
The premier, thank you.
It has been the premier because it's been the longest running talk show on TV.
Yes.
Selamat Pagi Malaysia.
Selamat Pagi Malaysia. And it is still on. It is still called Selamat Pagi Malaysia. They maintain the branding.
Yeah, or SPM in short. And, I think that show has produced so many hosts. Produced you as well. I know. Well, you're still on the show.
I'm still on the show.
Still on the show. And I actually want to ask your opinion. So how do you guys feel coming back into RTM? What were some of the bigger changes you've noticed when you first worked here and, comparing to now? If you guys have time to walk around, look at the set.
Well, you ask him, as I arrived at the guardhouse, I was in awe. Look at this building. It's so new, so avant-garde, compared to what we know those days. And the other thing I noticed, we have lady cameraman. Those days.
Right.
No, those days we had one.
Did we?
Yes, we had one. I remember every time we did live programs or Dataran or wherever. So these ladies would always follow. Then she wasn't married, you see. So she's the only one available. And suddenly now I say, there's a few ladies there. It's good. It's good. Yeah. Something different. Something. I think it's more modern now, yeah?
I think it's also got to do with the weight of the cameras. They've gone down a little bit, and there's a lot more digitalization. So that component of
really, all the cameras are on wheels since those old days.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Moving them around was a bit of a
exactly.
task, though.
I remember I started off with the beta camera.
Yes.
Remember? And it was like a humongous
Correct.
equipment. I couldn't imagine if these ladies would carry. I mean, I'm not being sexist here or what, but to me it's like it's quite a chore,
Yeah.
Especially you have to climb up the hill when you do live programs.
Yeah.
You go down the river. I'm sure Terence would have experienced that.
Yes.
So and now time.
Omar.
Yeah. There you are on the screen.
Is that?
What was that?
Come on, I need my glasses.
Oh my God! What year was that? No, can you please not?
Omar, I think you look better now. I think you look better now.
No, that time it's not digital, Peggy. Now it's digital.
So we had to go and get the tapes, the analog tapes of this broadcast. Omar, what are we doing? This is Moving On to?
No, I don't think so. I can't remember. Oh yeah,
This is
moving on to
Moving
it.
On.
Exactly. That's one of those days. One of those days. I was much slimmer, and I don't wear glasses, so it's a lot more,
Now you're more wise and experienced.
And white.
But you still have your hair, bro.
Lucky me, eh?
I will not have the benefit of transitioning from black to grey. I just went from black to
Let's not talk about hair. It's very sensitive lately.
Very, very sensitive, yeah.
But actually, for him, he saved a lot. Don't you think so?
A lot on shampoo.
You have to
don't need
a lot of
guys.
products.
For you,
Does
you
it
have to spend a lot on your hair.
Yeah, if
but
I'm
you
in the
do.
makeup chair, it takes me about what 2 hours. It
And
takes
talking
you
about
20 minutes.
Talking about hair and hair dye, those days, we will never have
Oh, yes.
this color.
Never had a
this
phone,
hair
never
color.
allowed.
I know, I'm the
Only on this show, actually.
rebellion. I'm the rebel here in RTM, and
We're
I want to
the
take on my bosses. Let me just say, I want to thank the bosses for actually clearing this. Because again, I think RTM, in terms of the show, in terms of the personalities, have become more. I think I don't want to say young.
Well, the social
More
media
modern, yeah.
worthy. So everything is Instagrammable nowadays, and Zoe is very Instagrammable. You can check her out on Instagram. She's all over the place. So that I think is a little bit of the transition. I haven't really caught on to that yet, but I think today hosts are required to be more social media savvy. I'm not on that bandwagon. She very much is. What was it like for you guys? Because after the show, what did you do?
Okay, before we go on to that, Omar, I just have to do this. I want to cross my leg on air.
Do you know that we are not allowed to do that those days?
Yeah.
And
No
we have to
way.
Again, I believe, Peggy, this is only on this show. It does not extend
cross
to all
your
of
All
us.
right, just do it the way I used to do it.
Yeah, I mean, even in the manner of how a host needs to handle the show must be very different from back then as compared to now. Even now,
Wait,
we're
I
more
want to know what they do after the show.
after the show. Yeah,
Okay, after the show.
After
Okay, you
the
go
show.
first.
Well,
You mean after?
After you finish the
after
broadcast.
After you finish your
okay.
show, what do you hang out? Do you guys,
well, we have Coffee Bean then, okay? We still have, we have Starbucks just started.
Oh,
Coffee Bean
okay.
was the in thing, San Francisco Coffee was there. And all I mean, talking about, I'm not branding them, okay? I'm not giving them promotion. But those were the days lah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And usually we go to Bangsal for some coffees, cones and stuff like that. Bangsal was the in thing then.
Sounds good.
and it's pretty
yeah.
nearby to Angkasa as well.
Peggy, what did
Yep,
you do?
That's right.
As evidence, I hung out with him from those days until now. That's why we're on this show together. I still hung out with some other Rosima,
Elise.
Elise and Azila, Haslinda. Haslinda is now with Bernama TV. And who else? Mazlan,
Mazlan,
sadly.
yes.
Ahmad Tamimi, still very
Tamimi,
much
yes.
them,
Occasionally, the late Farid Ismail. if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
So you guys just hang out, right? You
Yeah.
just chill. You know what we have to do after the show? Take pictures, do TikTok videos.
Exactly. I make it a point. Hey guys, we need to
There
be
ain't no
real today.
scones anywhere.
the-
We don't have coffee.
The good thing those days, we can just hang out also occasionally at the Mama Tiam, and just go there and hang out, and then with people going around and snapping pictures of us, Last we know that nowadays, if you do that, suddenly you'll be in FB, you'll be in TikTok,
Yeah.
you'll be in IG, all over the place, right? Which just will be a bit more carefree.
I also think those days you guys were more famous.
Yeah.
This day there's
It was
too
the-
many shows.
Less
Golden-
competition then.
Less competition.
Yes, right.
These days, anyone can produce their own show. All you need is just a camera, and they can actually garner more followers than a professional TV show. Yeah?
Right
so
on.
anybody can have their own show. But do you have your own TikTok thing or?
I do, but I'm not so active. I'm more active. It's just like, sometimes it's like a bit, I don't know how these young people, I mean, I'm not old, but then I guess felt that how these young guys manage themselves to post everything online. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's a question for you,
It's
though.
the age of too much information, because I think like my generation, we crave some form of like attention. We crave some form of validation, and I don't know when it was you guys, but for now it's like if you're not, or if you don't have a certain amount of following, you probably won't get this job. Or, I probably got this job because
okay, all right.
I have work
Yeah,
experience,
yeah.
and I am also very active in my social media. So those are the things that, I think the newer generation of hosts has to focus. And we don't want to necessarily focus on it, but it's part of our job now.
Yeah, I think the competition is greater now.
Yeah.
I think it's-
But
those days we were much more relaxed, but of course, nevertheless, we still have to go through the usual process, auditioning, stuff like that.
Right.
Keep yourself updated. But then again, I think those days is once you're there, is all you need to do is just improve on what you're doing.
Yep.
And the rest was history. So it's basically that.
And I think since the pandemic, everybody enters frame. Doctors are doing their own show, the religious people are doing their own show, and I think besides not having much to do during the pandemic, there's also money in there, when you make yourself
True.
have followers.
Enter frame, for those of you that are wondering, is enter this frame on
frame.
your TV. The
Frame
screen
on the
is
idiot
frame.
rugs.
Mini frame that we were on just now when Omar was doing a movie or two. So I'm actually curious. Are you guys still close contact, or are you guys still friends? Do you guys still keep in contact with your former co-hosts?
Like I said, we are on one WhatsApp chat group, and we call ourselves the Yum Cha.
I love it. I love the name.
Yum Cha.
So what we do is occasionally we would do our thing like, go for yum chas or go for whatever, and whenever there's occasion, wedding or parties or whatever, or some, so we just, each one of us would update ourselves, and that's where we actually do the TikTok thing lah,
Right.
We don't share it to the public, of course, but it's just among ourselves,
Oh, that's so sweet, right? I mean, a private TikTok thing.
I know.
Between friends, you don't share it with anybody else. So I think it's pretty cool.
I think maybe those days we were a bit, I wouldn't say it's not, a bit more close lah, because this RTM's ruling is that we are not supposed to be too sociable outside, other than just work. So generally, I think they wouldn't like you to be seen, partying here and there. Those were the days lah, you know what I mean?
Completely been flipped on its head right now, because everybody's required to have a social media account.
Yes.
I don't know about the TikTok requirement. I hope RTM does not force
Not
its
yet.
hosts to get a TikTok account.
We
and
were
start
on
doing.
TikTok for a bit of Fresh Brew, and then I think once the Reels was introduced to Instagram, we just quit our TikTok.
Yes.
I don't know what happened to that.
Thankfully, alhamdulillah. I can't dance to save my life, so
Like,
Oh,
no more dancing.
It'll be fun to see Terence dancing, yeah?
Yes, we have the videos. It's actually very, very cute.
Those days, closest to dancing was the morning exercise. Remember, we had
Yeah,
like a 10 minutes morning exercise. Do you still do this?
no.
No, never on movie.
Again, alhamdulillah. We don't have that anymore.
We do have one small short segment on that, yeah. So we invite some of the fitness or the health instructors to just do a bit of that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, those
They would do their thing, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't get involved, would you?
Oh, we have
No,
to.
we do.
We have to, okay.
Yeah.
They
I
had
think
to.
back then
No
it
wonder
was like
they're in such good shape.
Exactly.
I mean, we don't have the requirement now. When they come in, they do their thing. We just kind of introduce them, and then we step out of frame.
Yes. Then we
Let
go
the
off,
pros handle the moving.
let them do their thing and whatnot. But speaking of programs, I'm actually very curious. Throughout your tenure here in RTM, who were some of your more memorable guests, or who were some of your favorite guests, if you can name any, or if you remember any?
We have Nordin Kardi.
Nordin
His
Kardi,
son,
yeah.
Tan Sri. He was our regular guest, and oh gosh, I just can't recall. I can remember the face, but not the name.
Oh no!
I'll be honest with you.
Mine would be Tan Sri Rafida.
Oh.
She's one.
Who's that on screen right now?
Secara setiap hari raya Kuala Lumpur akan
Looks
menjadi lengkap
like-
kerana
Was it Peggy?
Oh my
Peggy, is that
Oh
you?
my goodness! Look at
Let
the
me
hair.
Yeah, that's very 80s.
akan pada
Very
Very
80s,
80s,
yeah.
yang lain akan
I love it.
ini untuk
I just don't remember this. I did look good, didn't I?
You still do.
You still look good.
Yeah.
This is Ramadan. I can't buy you coffee.
You can lepak coffee, yeah?
It's okay, 7 o'clock.
that-
Oh, you
Now
are.
this is Selamat Pagi Malaysia.
This is SPM, that's
The
right.
other one was Suri or some other program. I started in 1988 and started on Selamat Pagi Puan or Suri and Family.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Peggy, but you were also part of a long-standing drama series. Was it an English drama series?
Ah, yeah, City of the Rich. You win it.
Yeah, I wasn't that. Yeah.
Wow.
I remember Peggy. I was like, wow.
We had I think I had about 100 episodes. I think those were the days when before this telenovela,
Yeah.
thinking. So
Right.
I was recruited, and I was hired to do one of the main cast too, Adam, and it was like I survived 100 episodes. I remember with
my
Ahmad Amin
goodness.
Misariga, with Datuk Jaludin Hassan,
Hassan.
Oji Ahmad Daud,
Right.
those
Zailani
were the days.
Osman.
Zailani Osman, the late Zailani Osman. Those were
And
the days,
Mustafa.
Mustafa Kamal.
Mustafa Kamal, Susan Manan. You played my brother-in-law.
Yes, Adam.
Not.
Wow.
Look
Those
at
were
the
the days.
history between these two, right?
Those were the
Incredible.
Well, it was very interesting, though, to speak, Terence, those days. We do everything, I mean?
Yeah.
We do everything. Even we do stand-upper by the roadside and do all the stuff thing. Not only just in the studio, but also we do all the stand-uppers, live coverage, what have you. Those days, it was amazing, actually, how we manage it, actually.
Yeah.
We don't.
But I must tell you, I was suspended from news reading for a week or two.
Oh, why?
For acting in a drama for RTM. Those days, we were not allowed to do that.
Wow.
Newsreader, you're a newsreader. You do not get into acting.
Yeah.
But I was into acting even before I joined RTM. So for this drama, it was called Hijrah, produced by Bright Network. Kak Raja did actually ask for permission.
Yep.
But despite that, it was
suspended.
So those were the rules.
I was lucky, I think, because that time when I started Moving On 2. So Moving On 2 is a program, it's not news. I started news later, after in 2000. So I got away with that.
Yeah.
But I did appear on some TVCs those days, you know, Petronas TV ads and stuff like that. But of course, it didn't go well with our bosses then.
Yeah.
But I managed to get away with Tula. I just said, well, it's a national pride, you know. Nothing like doing something for a national company, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to like be sweet with your words.
Right. It was a multifaceted spectrum of broadcasting, but still, it was very limited. I guess you had your TV3 audience, you had your RTM audience, and you had your RTM 1 and 2 audience. They were very different. And even though you were multifaceted, you still had those brands that you needed to stick by.
Exactly.
Today, I think the rules have kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can host here, you can sing there, you know.
Yeah,
it doesn't really...
I mean, when I entered, I was an announcer at a different station. I was hosting at a different station.
On radio.
On radio, on TV. So it's actually very interesting as well. I'm curious, because I can see the producers like, hurry up, we need to go, we need to go. If you both were given an opportunity to come back to host in RTM, amongst our, plenty of shows that we have here, or even to create your own show, what type of show would you want to come back and host to?
Okay.
Oh, thank you for asking this question. If I do get a chance to come back, I want to host a show for the golden years, the seniors. I think they have so much to talk about. You know, like,
Yeah, so much to share, actually.
yeah, there's so much to share. You know, you got to get there to know.
Would it be English or in Malay?
Either.
Regardless.
It doesn't matter. Because I think language should not be a barrier. Because, well, my experience in Indonesian television, they're not so particular about language, even though I'm doing English, but they always encourage you to speak Bahasa, Bahasa Indonesia, that is. So, I mean, it's along the way, if your guest can't speak English, definitely you cannot interview him in English, right?
Right.
So it's fun that way. If we restrict ourselves to be just Bahasa or English, so we are like, sort of restricting ourselves, our audience.
Cool concept.
I think it would be cool if you can have Bahasa Malaysia and
together.
English campur-campur lah, like what we are,
Yeah.
Malaysian kan. Ya? Kalau
is
boleh
right.
tu sikit-sikit Chinese, Cantonese, apa.
That'll be
Yeah.
Some dialects pun okay lah juga. Kan?
That would be a fun concept. I
Exactly.
think worthy of a pitch. Producers are going to take note of that, and we're going to propose this. We're going to have a multilingual show next, and it will be thanks to you guys. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Omar, for coming back and sharing this moment with us as we celebrate 76 years of RTM.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I'm
you.
truly honored again and in awe of, just their skills, even though, again, they probably haven't been on TV for a number of years. It felt very natural, and I was just like, I think I'm a guest here today. We're not going to talk a lot. I'm just going to enjoy the show.